thought it was a really classic. You know, you're fighting for your life, both teams. To be honest with you, I thought both pitchers starting the game were really, really good, and you know that. So it was nothing more than a hard-nosed, really competitive baseball game, and so I thought Nick Fraze for us was good for the first part of the game, and then I thought Braden Terrio was outstanding for us for the last 9 outs of the game.
Yeah, you know, Trouty was waving me on. We were thinking he was going to throw it across, and I started to go. Looked up, next thing you know, he's got the ball. So I just thought, why not just try to stay in as long as I can? If he goes one way, I'll go the other.
Did you think that you had gotten home?
Yes, sir. I really thought I was in there, and I tried just to do my best to stay calm, and ended up working out for us in the end.
How emotional was that, knowing you had to sit around and wait for the review to come through?
You know, that definitely gets you antsy. You can especially tell in the dugout, everybody's in there. Especially, they're all telling me, you were safe, you were safe. Were you safe? Yeah, you were safe. So just waiting on it kind of kills you, but we got it, so.
You talk about the two guys on the mound today, the job that they did.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Fraze did an awesome job. I think he was up in 100 pitches, and he battled the whole time. You know, when he'd get behind, he'd keep fighting his way back in, and he did a really good job for us. And Braden came in, kept us in the game. I mean, they didn't score on him, I don't think. He did really well, and he's always fought for us, so we had to fight for him.
What does it say that you guys have had some struggles at the end of the year to come back and win one like this? How much confidence does that give you?
You know, it's a big momentum booster for sure. As you can tell, I guess, stats-wise from the season, it doesn't necessarily go the way we want. But, you know, there's some highlights that we had from those losses that probably carried into this. I think we always fight well in the end. And then with the right guys going, we usually are able to pull something out, if not keep it close.
Going from double elimination to single elimination, does this change how you manage a game? Are you quicker to go to your bullpen, or does it change how you stack your lineups?
You know, I know where you're headed with that, possibly. There are moments where tonight, you know, our plan was to get through 7, but worst case scenario, let Terrio have the last 9 outs. So had we had a chance to play, to tell you that we wouldn't have gone in those 3 outs earlier, I don't know that. I know that we'd already made that decision coming into the ballpark tonight, that's what we were going to do. So, yeah, I surely can, because you know there is no tomorrow, and you'll run like if somebody's going to be a starter for you in Game 4, well, there may not be a Game 4. So you could pull him into a game and use him in relief.
Right. Coach, could you talk about the play where the winning run scored? What was your process, and what did you see, and what was your reaction like?
I really felt comfortable, comfortable. I felt confident that he had gotten in. There were so many guys standing around home plate that I thought it made difficult for the umpire to get to see it. And that's what I asked him. I said, hey, there were so many people standing. I think there were 3 players standing around home plate. And I said, I'd like for you, if there's any way possible, can you please go, review this? Because I really think he's in there. And they did. I mean, they did what's right. You got to get the call right. And I think if you ask 99% of the coaches, they're going to tell you the same thing. They want to get the call right, and they did that, and I'm proud they did that. That's the way things are supposed to go, and now we know, right? Instead of us, who knows what the game would have ended up, but at least what really happened came out, and I appreciate the idea that they did that.
You guys have struggled some toward the end of the year. What does it mean for you to come back and win one like this?
Yeah, that means we get to play tomorrow. So they know that, and I don't mean that any other way than that's really the truth. We've been so banged up over the second half of the season, and these guys have played hard. They have not throughout the end of the season when we weren't winning. Those kids never shut down. I mean, they've had. So anyway, it means they get to play tomorrow, which is what they want. So they're getting what they want.
Bringing in a guy like Zach Sanders, he hasn't played since basically a month now. Just talk about like you said with the injuries, guys coming off the bench able to contribute for you.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what you hope for in those opportunities. And when moments come up like that, the guys are able to deliver. He may have had a great read on because Thomas has got a great arm, and but he had a great read on the break of the bat, and as soon as it was hit, and so he did a good job of identifying where the outfielders are, which is what he's supposed to do as a runner. And so I mean, he's played some before, and it has been a month or so, but I was proud of him because he stood over a long time as a bench player, and and he went to the ballpark today. I promise you that wasn't probably what he was thinking. Even though as a coach you tell your kids you never know when your moment's coming. None of us do when it comes to certain things. But when you're an athlete on a team, you really don't know. And so I was proud that he did what he was expected to do and what he needed to do. And Newman too. Newman's been hurt since Easter weekend. He got run over. And he's been hurt since then. Hadn't hardly had a chance to play, as you very well know. And he steps up and gets a 2-out single, which is what started the 2-out rally at that point.